guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. I'm back today with a super colourful festival tutorial. This is something you can wear to like a rave, a gig, a festival. Even if you just want to go to the shops like this, that's fine too. I'm not going to judge anyone. This has been such a fun look to create, so if you guys fancy seeing how I got this look and this super crisp cut crease on a super hooded eye, then keep watching. So as usual, we're going to start with eyes and we're going to do something super colourful. As you've already seen, it's going to be blue, so it's going to be bright, it's going to be glittery and everything that's meant to be at a festival. So we're going to start off with the PLOUISE base, which is just like this, and the MAC 252. I'm going to just zoom you in so you guys can see. So just completely coat your brush in the base, and you can sort of just flatten it out with your brush as well. I'm just going to draw a line underneath my brows. I'm just going to coat the whole lid in the base as well. To start, we're going to go in with the darkest blue and we're going to do a bit of backwards blending just to make sure that blue is the deepest, darkest colour on the eye when we're finished. So I'm going to take the Morphe 35C, you know this is my favourite, and I'm going to take these two as a bit of a mixture just for that really dark blue. And I'm going to take my Zoeva 224. This is a tiny little blending brush and it just means I can pack it on and blend it out at the same time. I'm just placing it in the socket. And it's okay to use backwards and forwards motions here because you want to make sure you're getting the deepest colour in right in the crease. And then once you've placed the dark colours, just wipe the excess off on your hand and then start to go around those edges. And make sure you just keep wiping off that excess and then going back in again with those colours just to make sure you keep the depth. Although this might seem difficult when you see the picture and when you see, you know, the finished look, it always seems more difficult than it is because just grabbing a clean blending brush. Because it looks like there's been loads of different colours and the blend has obviously been created by loads of different shades. It hasn't. This is literally two colours mixed together, so essentially just one shade, and that's used all the way over the eye. You see how the blend is then coming up right to the eyebrow. Before I forget, I'm just going to pop a little bit of champagne pop on the brown bone just to make sure that I don't lose the blend or, you know, get one of those harsh lines which you know I don't like. So I'm just going to pop that there. Okay guys, so as you've noticed before, and I've always mentioned it, I've got super hooded lids, so I am going to do a cut crease today. I'm going to see how it goes. It's probably not going to be as crisp as it could be, but we'll give it a go. And I'm going to use my 252 again. I'm going to go back in with the base, not taking loads of products, so that if it does transfer, I want it to be as minimal as possible. Okay, I'm probably not going to be able to speak through this because it's quite serious. And then you start to just take off the excess of the product just on a towel every time you're patting that down. And I'm just going to add a little bit more product where it's just slightly bluer, just to make sure my white shadow on top of this comes out quite clean. And then just sort of tap the edges to sort of fade that out. And that's the sort of shape you'll have then with the crease. And we're gonna grab another flat rounded brush. This is a Morphe M224. This is a really good dupe for the 252 by MAC, just because it's so similar in shape. It's a teeny bit smaller, but the actual bristles are fab. See, the bristles are just a really similar shape. So I'm gonna grab the PLOUISE white called Charm from the PLOUISE palette on this brush, because it's the best white I've ever used, and I just want that to really stand out. So, and I'm doing this before I do the other eye, just because if there's any creasing or anything with the concealer, I want to make sure that, you know, I avoid that completely by powdering this before the other. I'm just going to pop that right in the centre. And sort of like a little spotlight down the middle. So now that white is on, I'm going to grab a little brush to pop the blue on with, and we're just going to merge this into the middle. So I'm going to take that same blue that we use all over the lid and just start to pat it into the centre of that cut crease. You want to be really gentle, just so you don't over blend or, you know, go a bit too crazy. And that's about where I want to stop. I'll do the same on the inner corner. And what you'll find is the white actually helps the blue to merge into it. It kind of creates a really nice middle tone for the two to sort of blend together. I've got to show you this straight up because I am so proud of that cut crease. And then if you feel like the white isn't crisp enough, go back in on top of those and just define it. I can't believe I did this. I've actually got 2 crisp cut creases on my lid. That's a challenge, but I did it. But anyway, I'm just going to pop some lashes on off camera. But I thought I'd let you know, again, I'm using the lashes that I spoke about a few videos ago. So I always get on my lashes from AliExpress, which is a really sort of cheap Chinese website. They come from China. And they're like £2.20 I think each. And I also recently heard that Stacey McDonald, so Stacey Marie MUA on Instagram, uses these as well. And so if she uses them, they're obviously good because she's the queen. but these are the style D810. I've got a link in my last video, but I will link them again for you in this one. But these lashes are like super curly, they're really thick, but I thought this style will look great with a really full look, and if you go to a festival, who cares what size your lashes are? Look at those, they are probably my new faves. Any lash that just sticks right up is totally up my street. So now, I'm actually going to move on to my face before I do the bottom part of my eyes. I know that I don't usually do this, but I just thought I want to make sure it's all seamless, and when you're doing glitter all over your face because it's a festival, no one's going to care, are they really? So I am going to go in with MAC Studio Fix in NC30. So I'm just going to grab my beauty blender and start popping that on. I know the colour of my skin and this is two different things, but look at my neck, it's going to match. This is such a good foundation if you want it to last all day. If you're going to a festival or a gig or anything like that, if you set it properly and you work it properly, it is an amazing foundation. I genuinely think this is so underrated. This is what I carry in my kit for my clients, and it works on every single one of them without fail. It's just one of those universal foundations. Now don't worry too much about this area, because that's going to be concealed with a smaller brush anyway, but that coverage is just insane. But for concealer, I am going to go in with the Barry M All Night Long Full Coverage Concealer. It looks like this, and I saw it on Mitchell's Instagram story, and I thought I could really do with a really nice concealer for my kit that would be cheap enough for me to restock all the time. And I've tried it on my clients and I really like it, but I've never actually tried it on myself, so we shall see how this goes. The only thing that's bothering me right now is there's not a lot that comes off on the actual applicator, which means I'm going to have to dip in a couple of times. So I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush and just start blending that in. I will go back over this with my beauty blender, but I need something a bit smaller to get into all the bits that haven't been covered by the beauty blender, just a bit carefully. Just such a nice coverage for a concealer that's like £4. So before I move on to anything else, I'm going to powder the under eye and just my usual places. For that I'm going to use my Rimmel London Stay Matte powder. This is literally the best powder ever. I used to be obsessed with the Laura Mercier, and I genuinely think that's probably like my #1 favourite, but it's really expensive to keep refilling it for myself because I was using it every day. So I tried this one and it's honestly, oh, it's so good. It's so brightening as well. You wouldn't think it for something drugstore. And it really settles down those pores as well, just like the Laura Mercier does. So before bronzer or anything like that, we're going to go straight in with the eyes. And I'm going to go in with a bit of the lighter blue, which is like a little teal, just on the waterline. If you are doing your foundation before your under eye, make sure you set that. You're going to get fallout everywhere otherwise, I promise. that's the blue done. It's all in my eyes with that. And then we're going to go in with a flat brush, as usual. Get that dark colour and pop it right by the waterline. And I'm just going to grab the NYX white liner. This is the gel liner with a tiny little flat angled brush. Pop that on the back of my hand. And I'm going to pop it in the waterline. Okay, so they're nearly done. We've got one more step. Okay, so the last step of the eyes, we're going to use the Barry M holographic eyeshadow topper. These are my favourite. I've already used them in one video before, but I'm going to use the colour Asteroid today, and it's that bluey purple iridescent colour, and I'm going to pop that right underneath on the waterline just a tiny bit and blend that out. That is literally my favourite thing. And before I do my inner corner highlight, I'm going to grab the same pencil brush as I used for my brow bone. I'm going to grab some white and pop that in the inner corner. Just going to wet my brush and pick up a tiny bit of the Peaches Pixie pigment, and that is just going to go on top of the white in the inner corner. So now the eyes are finished, we're going to move on to the face, and I'm going to start with highlighting today. Champagne Pop, because we use that on the brow bone. And just start applying that on the cheekbones. Because you guys know it's my favourite, I'm going to take the Aura by Urban Decay and pop that on top. And I'm going to grab MAC in Dark Tan, the bronzer, and start putting that on everywhere. Do my lips now, and I'm going to use the MAC Cork pencil. No, I'm not. Here I am. And then I'm going to take MAC Myth, pop that right in the middle. A little bit of Primark's gloss in Kimball. as you guys know, you can finish the look here, but we're not going to. I am going to go full festival glam, and I am going to put glitter everywhere. I found this amazing glitter in Primark. It's £2. It looks like this. It's like pretty iridescent blue dreams, and so I'm just going to pop some on one side, I think, of my cheekbone sort of C shape here. I think that'll work. So I'm using some duo on the back of my hand with a fluffy brush, and I don't know, I don't want to ruin it. Right, let's just do it. Stop it. Right. Okay, I'm going to dry that off a little, and then I'm going to put it in this little pot, and I'm going to just pop my brush in and pray. Oh. Mum, don't kill me if the house is covered in glitter. Wasn't me. Oh my god. I love it. I think I'm just going to put some more jewels on because I don't know what else to do. So guys, that is the finished look. I'll give you a little close-up of the glitter because you can't really see it that well straight on. But I have absolutely loved creating this. It's been so fun. And this is genuinely something I would wear to a festival, and this eye makeup, you wouldn't think it would be something you could pull off that easy, but it's so simple. I really enjoyed this, so if you guys did as well, please subscribe and I will love you forever. I can't stop looking at this glitter. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.